What's up, everyone? My name is Josh, and this is Josh Unboxed, and welcome to the Daily Grind, a video series in which I talk about plays, we talk about strategies, we talk about different types of news that causes a reactionary response in the card market, and also ways to help us kind of navigate through this craziness that is the sports card world in today's age. Today, I want to talk about Josh Allen. Is he a buy? Is he a sell? Is he a hold? As you know, Josh Allen and the Bills just won the playoff game the other night, or the other day actually, against the Colts. And if you've been following Josh Allen's card market, it's been on a rise for the past month. And now it's a question of, if you own Josh Allen, do you sell it now? Or do you hold on thinking that he's going to be an all-time great in the future? Or if you don't have any of his cards, do you buy into him now? And we're going to pull up some data. We're going to take a look at the trends. And I'm going to let you guys know right now, my opinion is to not buy. If I am a person who's looking into buying Josh Allen, which I am, then I'm holding off and I'm going to wait. If I owned any Josh Allen cards, I would be looking to sell them right now. Enough about that. We're going to go pull up the data. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to look at Josh Allen cards, and we're going to look at see what the trend is, and I'm going to give my thoughts on what I think should be done, or in my opinion at least. All right, first things first, we got Josh Allen's PSA 10 Panini Prism 2018. That's his rookie year. So if you look at it, last sold it was $900. I'm doing this on Saturday night. This is the same day in which the Bills won. So we're just going to look at how the reaction has been. So we see one here for $900. We see one here for $921, $885, $899, $895, $890. And then we're going down to the day before. So a day before, you could have got this card for less than $850. There's some buy nows here. There's a $799.99. So we can say that Josh Allen cards have jumped up by $100 just off of one game. And we can pull up Card Ladder and kind of take a look at how it looks right now. So we're looking at Card Ladder. You can see last sold here is showing at $851. Back in December, he was going for $467. That's December 10th. A month later, we're reaching $900. So I think we're probably going to break the $900 mark on this card. I also pulled up his Optic card, and the Optic card has taken a slight rise too. So if you look, this is all sales from today. $550, $525, $549. We got a best offer for $549, $499.99, $531. All right, we're going down more. We're going down more. $430. This is $500. About $500 again. Let's look at the day before of where we're at. So we're still around the $500 mark. Some people have been buying it for way more than that. But if you take a look at these cards, right, his cards have been rising. Obviously, the Prism is the first one to move, in my opinion. When you look at Prism, Optic, and Select Concourse, I always feel that Prism is first, Optic is second, and then Select is third. But right now, we're seeing a shift in which Select is starting to become the second tier card versus the Optic. So if I'm looking at Select here, we can see I'm looking at the Concourse, which is the most common, and then because it's the most common card out of the set, it's probably the most available and most liquid in terms of quantity. So we got $731, $500, $495, $499. So this is roughly around the same as the Optic. But you know, we look at the field level. Field level is actually, I think, is king amongst all the cards, and I think that is the one that sees the biggest spike. But we're just gonna focus on the Prism, the Select Concourse, and the Optic. Like I did here, I pulled up the Card Ladder details on the Concourse. Current value sold or last sold was $495, and you can see here it went from like around $150 up to almost $500, and I think we're gonna reach the $500 mark by the end of this weekend. Same thing with the Premier level, which is the uncommon compared to the Concourse for Select. We had here at $150, and then now it's up to $389 last sold, but I feel that card is also going to go up to $450 as well. And then here is the Josh Allen Optic base. We went from around 228 all the way up to around 500, and I think we're going to reach that 500 mark with this card as well. So as you can see, Josh Allen cards have been on the rise for the past month. Now that he's won a playoff game, his cards have the potential to continue to increase. So like I said earlier, if I'm buying into Josh Allen, which I'm going to be looking into some of his cards, now I don't think now is the time to buy into it. It's just too much hype. All eyes are on these particular teams in the NFL playoffs, and I think it's a good time to hold. Now, if you're a owner of a Josh Allen card, I think it might be a good time to sell. Actually, that's my opinion. I think you probably bought in early enough to catch the wave and catch the rise. I think now is a good time to sell. Unless you really think he's going to be something going forward. If you really believe in him, then you might want to hold, right? But if it was me personally, I'd probably be selling his cards. Now, I'm looking into his cards, and here's when I think it would be a good opportunity to buy into it if you haven't bought into Josh Allen cards. I'm going to follow it closely, and then come February, March, April, I'm going to look to see where it's at. I have a feeling that it will dip a little bit during that time frame. Reason being is because baseball season is going to start, and we're going to head into the basketball playoffs. And with basketball being as hyped as it is, a lot of attention will be put into those players and those teams entering the playoffs. So people who have Josh Allen cards or football cards may be looking to sell and buy into those cards. And I have a feeling these cards will come down in value just slightly. It probably won't go back down to where it was before back in December, but it'll dip just slightly lower, and I feel that that would be a good time to buy it. And then we're gonna look to try to sell it in August, September, because that's when hype increases. But those are just my thoughts and my opinions. Let me know down below if you're an owner of a Josh Allen card, and if you're gonna sell or hold, or do you think we should be buying into Josh Allen cards now because we want to catch that wave? Discussion is part of the fun. I'm all for it. I love talking about this stuff here. But like I said, these are just my thoughts and opinions. I'm not going out there telling you guys to buy Josh Allen cards right now. Actually, I'm doing the opposite of telling you guys to not buy his cards and wait until the middle of the year when hype dies down and out of sight, out of mind kind of thing, and everybody's focused onto other things like the NBA playoffs or the MLB. So, I have more thoughts on the football market, and there's a couple of guys that I'm really looking into, trying to see what happens. But that's for another time, and I really do feel that 2021, right, when we get into the 2021 football season, it's going to be the biggest ever, and I'm going to give my thoughts on in another video. But with that being said, my name is Josh, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.